I had the opportunity to go to my comic shop today. So I am I am a Wednesday warrior. Normally I'm a weekend warrior. So let's just have a look. And what I got is not extravagant. And there has been two um, items that I received in the post as well. So we'll look at those first. Okay, so first up is this book from Tomorrow's Publishing. They're the ones to do Comic Book Creator, Back Issue Magazine, and Alter Ego. All of them really, really good comics journalism magazines. So this is quite a chunky book. It's Comic Book Implosion, an oral history of DC Comics circa 1978. So this is a very interesting time in comics. This was when a lot of comics were going through a slump and there was paper shortages, etc. So they were just trying to like reinvigorate the comics industry. This, I think you could say, this was like um, DC's first attempt at, say, something like an All In or a Rebirth or a New 52, and it didn't go that way at all. And that's what it's about. That's where the term comic book implosion came from. They basically scrapped the whole idea after really giving it a big push for a few months, and then just scrapped it on this. It's going to be a fascinating read because it's basically dealing with stuff what could have been, and they were going to do like thicker comics, and there was just so much cool titles that, oh my god, in a parallel universe we'd have had some really amazing stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice to read about what could have been and why it didn't happen. So that's the first thing I got. That's what I got through the post. Another book I got through the post. Again, sorry, 1 second. So there's some crap on the floor that was bugging me. My OCD was going out in overtime then. So another book I got, which I started reading a few days ago, yesterday, is Marvel Weapon X, Wolverine Weapon X, Marvel Age of Comics, an exploration by Jim Rugg. So this is a new range of books. It's similar to what they've done for the past few years. Called I think called 33 RPM. We're doing like small books focusing on one particular title, one particular album. So in this one, they're doing it this time focused on a particular comic or particular instance from Marvel's history. So this one is from done by Jim Rugg, of course, who's done loads of stuff. He did the Hulk one for Marvel. Obviously, he's came to fame with cartoonist kayfabe, does Street Angel, really good artist and graphic designer. So this basically breaks down the ideas behind the creation of Weapon X, Barry Windsor Smith's basically masterpiece, and it basically cultivates and goes through the formation of it, and the ideas behind it, the art style, the format, why it was done Marvel Comics Presents and not just like as a one-shot graphic novel and things like that. So yeah, it really breaks it down to the bare bones and not adamantium bones, and rebuilds it and just gives you the whole process of how this classic came to be. They're doing a whole series of books in this range, as you can see here. There's a Doctor Strange one which I will get. Mighty Avengers versus 1970s, again attempts with that. Daredevil Bone again attempts with that. Spider-Man Miles Morales, not really. And the Ultimate's not really, not two that I'm interested in. But there's some other cool ones coming out. There's one on Misty Knight in 2027. And there's some others, the more quirky end of Marvel, which is more my wheelhouse. So yeah, so far so good. I've enjoyed what I've read so far. I've only read like one or two chapters. So now we'll move on to Comics Hole, and I'm going to start with the cover of the week. And this is Mad issue 601. I adore this cover. Yes, I've not I took a risk a few months back and picked up a Mad comic and I put it on my pull list. I used to get this all the time when I was a teen, when I was an early teen and younger, and it's just so nice seeing it back again. Even it's a nice mix of new stuff and old stuff. So the whole gang's here. Got Spy versus Spy. You've got the film parodies. It's just like a nice thing to. It's what I call a toilet comic, where it's just something that you can just pick up, put down again, read a bit, read another bit later on. And like I said, that cover is just amazing. And so it's all basically focusing on Satan and hell. You got a mad look at hell, and you also have, which I didn't realize, I didn't look in it. Like I said, it's just on my pull list, but I'm so pleased that they've reprinted this because I lost my Mad Comics years ago. So they've got the. I love how they do the film spoof. So this is the Echo Hit, Echo Hit, Echo Cyst. So of course, Mickey Take, The Exorcist. Yeah. So pleased, really, really pleased about that. I would recommend picking it up. It's worth dipping into. It's mad. It's just fun. It's just silly. Okay, I'm just going to get my comics in order, and then I'll show you what I got comics wise. Okay, so we'll start with DC first. Put my microphone on the floor then. First up, it's one that forgot to pick up last week, and it's Clayface Celebrity Dirt issue number 2. Really enjoyed the first issue, so I picked this up this week. And then this is misleading. So this is Batwoman number 6, Greg Rucka, and it says Danny. Danny does the cover, but she doesn't do the art inside, so a bit of a typo from DC. It's Jeff Spokes. I'm not complaining. I like Danny. I love Danny. I also love Jeff Spokes as well. I'm really, really on board with this comic. To say that I stopped it with issue 1, unless it's just to see how it went for a few months. And like I said, it's quickly becoming one of my favourite comics. It was a slow burn of a comic, but sometimes a comic should be allowed to just cook, and that's what this one has done. And then we have one of my current favourite comics, Deathstroke Terminator number 6, by the usual creative team of Fleeks and the Giandomenico. Quite possibly some of the nicest artwork in comics. It's just a great, great action comic, and the colours by Placenka are amazing as well. Highly recommend hunting that down. And if you've not got the comic, do get the graphic novel when it comes out. And then we have another brilliant run. This is Dennis Cowan and Dan Watters with their Nightwing run. I mean, it's Nightwing, but it's not Nightwing written by one of the best writers in comics at the moment, Dan Watters, and it's got Dennis Cowan on the artwork. This the inker Norm Ratmund has really got locked into Dennis Cowan's sketchiness now. Initially, he was trying to smooth him out too much, but he's doing a really good job. I think he's becoming almost like as good as Rick Mayhew was when he did the inks on Dennis Cowan for Question. The only artist inker who does it best on Dennis Cowan is Bill Sienkiewicz. But I mean, it's because they're joined on the hip basically. But yeah, gorgeous art. One of the nicest looking comics around at the moment. And then we move on to the Absolute line. Just one Absolute title this week. Absolute Green Arrow with the Absolute version of Solomon Grundy. I've been really enjoying this comic, and I'm pleased it's extended to 12 issues. The artwork by Raphael Albuquerque is superb, and the writing by Pornsak Picoche, very, very, very good, very solid. It's a good, gritty thriller. And then just one Vertigo comic. I think I might be the only person who's singing the praise of this comic, but I adore this comic. And this is End of Life number 7. It's just clicked. It took a few issues, but I think it's around about halfway through the 3rd issue. That's when I fell in love, and it's just great. So it's Cal Stark, Steve Pugh, and Chris O'Halloran on colours. It's great. It's just a fantastic comic. Fine balance of action and humour. And it's all over now, fuckwits. I could say that because I've gone past the minute mark now. So we also have issue 25 of G.I. Joe, a thicker issue than normal. So it's start of a an event, Night Force Part 1 of 5. So I was getting Mask, but I've stopped Mask now. This is the only Energon comic I get in floppies. I mostly will get Mask in trade eventually, but yeah, it just didn't grab me. I've no, it just didn't grab me the same. So, but I'm carrying on with GI Joe. Really enjoying that. And then one that I forgot was out this week, but they did a good job in my comic shop. Hadn't forgotten. And this is Bug Wars: The Coming of the War Doom. So it's the next season of Bug Wars. The art is even better this time. I'm really enjoying this. Again, I think this one divided a lot of people. Some people hated it, some people loved it. There's no like in between. I absolutely loved it, and I like how they use like adverts in it as well, pest control adverts. Just great, a great little solid fantasy world. I love all the back matter. I just love everything that Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar are doing with this book. Really, really good. And then this is the final issue until March next year of Battle Beast. This is the conclusion of the big knockout fight, what he's been doing for the past few issues. So that's about as much of that I can show. And then finally, but by no means least, is Redcoat number 19. So this has been escalating a lot. Um, so we've Redcoat, Simon Chance is he called, I can't remember what it's called. But he's been given like there's a glimpse of happiness, and now it's all being torn apart from him. So it's going to lead up to this big culmination of the next issue, and I can't wait to read it. They're doing sterling work. Definitely Brian Hitch's best artwork, and I love Geiger, but Geiger's been my favourite of this whole universe. But I think Redcoat's now taking its lead. It just feels much more cohesive and complete. So yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, because I didn't. Oh, I was going to say I've not ordered anything online, but I tell lies. There's those two, and there is a compact coming later on today, which is the Batman and Son, which I must do a video of later. I need to do another compact update and DC Finest update as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.